We are live.
All right,
We're
man.
live. Okay, all right. I think I'm gonna wait a second till it shows up on YouTube here. It kind of lags a bit. But assuming we are live. Okay, you sure we're live, Sunga?
Yup. Yeah, we should be live.
I don't see it quite on our channel, but it might just be lagging.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live. I see it now.
You see? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
All right, so you
Okay,
see my
I see
screen?
it too. Yeah. All right, we're
Alright.
live, guys. How's everyone doing? Thanks for 40k subs. As promised, every time we hit these big even numbers, we do another live stream. So, doing something a bit different for today's live stream. I thought this has been an incredible rise for this channel and just an incredible opportunity that you've all given me. Right, you know, just 40,000 subscribers in just a little over a year we've been doing this. I'm speechless, I'm humbled, and and I just figured we're nothing. Like this channel, we're nothing without you guys, without the audience, without all your support. So I figured for these live streams, the best thing we can do is give back in whatever way we can. And I figured the best way to do this would be if I personally brought on one of you guys, right? One of my subscribers onto the live stream to promote one of their ways they're trying to escape the 9-to-5. That's exactly what we're doing today. If you watch the game we're playing a Roblox game from, his name is AJ King. You can link your Twitter. Why don't you go ahead, link your Twitter in the live chat and your Roblox game. This is his way of trying to escape the 9-to-5, guys. He's trying to make this Roblox game. This is his dream. You know, like a lot of you, we're done with the 9-to-5. You know, we're done with all these BS bullshit job interviews, these like dog shit wages, these, just $2,000 a month rent, all the student loan. We're done. Like, we're done with all this. And we don't know how we're going to escape the system yet, but we're trying to find a way to do so. This is his way to do so, and with this platform you've given me, I want to give back in any way I can. So this is my way of doing it. Let's help support his Roblox game. Hopefully help him get out of the 9-to-5 rat race as well, and it just escape this whole like BS society together. I guess that's my little motivational speech to start this. So yeah, why don't so Alexis, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us about your game, your story, your just your goals with all of this, and yeah, just introduce yourself to the chat.
Sure. So hello, audience, philosophical gamers fan. So my name is Alexis Altat. I a young Gen Z autistic person. It's been like 3 years since I've finished college, and I struggled to find a job in this economy because the tech market is very brutal. I've sent like thousands and thousands of resumes. I even faked resumes. I tried a stupid resume, and some of my stupid resume like worked in getting an interview, and I've been humiliated. It's been a horrible experience with job interviews, and I've spent my time creating Roblox games. It's been like 2 years since I'm building Roblox game. And I'm heavily advertising on Twitter so I can grow organically my audience and build authentic audience around my products. So I've built this Roblox game, which is in the style of Gore Garden, in which you basically have to forge a weapon in your plot, in which you can then sell the tool that has been created from your forge. So you can then make some money in the game and then replace it with weapons. Wait, actually, no, that's not that. But I can take it from the inventory and sell it. I make some money. Then I can buy some higher ingot, because I get richer. And then this is the core loop I've done. So it's like my 6th game on Roblox. I've created a lot of game. I've made so many errors. I've made so many broken games with so many bugs, but I never give up. I learn with the process of building games that it's not gonna be easy, but and yeah, I don't know what to say else, philosophical gamer. So
No. You did good. You did good. So yeah, thanks for introducing us to your game. Someone says, Isn't this game just capitalism?" I don't think so, because he's not doing it like to maximize profit. Like this is what you have to understand. Like capitalism isn't just free trade. Like free trade has existed like long before capitalism is. I make that distinction because if you're going to say, okay, some people say capitalism is just any sort of free trade whatsoever. If that's your logic, then literally there's never been a non-capitalist society ever. And even communist societies are capitalist if that's your logic. Because even in North Korea, there's like farmers who go to the market to trade their stuff for other stuff and whatever. Like, so that's not what capitalism is. To me, capitalism is free trade and doing business specifically for the purposes of maximizing profit. That's not what he's doing here. He pretty much wants to just make as much as he can to survive, to get by, to live a dignified life. I don't think he has ambitions to, try to make this some like all oppressive game that like conquers every other game on Roblox and forms a monopoly, which is. But anyways, I'm rambling a bit now.
Well.
yeah,
I want to stay competitive with other games. Like there's big creators like Fulton who promote high games like Pet Simulator from Preston. Like these are the top Roblox creators that have been on the platform for like since they were a young kid. I've just started the journey like 2 years ago, so I can compete with them right now. So
Yeah. Well, I'll say this too. Like, you mentioned you created a bunch of Roblox games before. And the same thing happened with me with YouTube, man. Like, we made so many I tried YouTube so many times, man. Like, for 15 years before this thing finally worked out. Even with Sunga and I, like, you can ask him, like, we did so many old TikTok videos with different niches, different topics, until we finally found out basically that, well, complaining about society is essentially what works. And so yeah, like when you're trying your own thing, man, don't get discouraged, because like the thing you got to understand, you're supposed to fail a bunch of times. Like if it was easy to do it right the first time, everyone would do it. And the other thing I would say is just like with the current job market, the way things are right now, like you might as well, because you have nothing to lose. Like all these people who say like, oh, you got to have you got to get a traditional safe job, this isn't gonna last you forever, or whatever thing they pull up. Yeah, like all that applies even more so to jobs, because jobs don't offer a stable income anymore. Jobs aren't easy to get. Jobs are just as risky. Like the whole point of like a traditional safe job was that it offered you a safe and stable income. But when it doesn't do that anymore, like there's literally no difference. I could easily say right now that like this Roblox game is probably more profitable than like getting a job, because at least you can stay at home and play this game and work on it for free. Whereas like if you get a job, like you have to like probably pay like $20,000 just to get a job interview, and then you have to pay like a bajillion dollars just to get to work every day with the car. All the shit I rant about on the channel all the time. So yeah, I mean, what do you think? Like you don't really have much to lose by doing this anyways, right?
well, not really. Like if I calculate the expense I have to pay rent for, I just have to know that if I pay rent, I just have to know what is the amount of profits I want to do just to be able to survive. I just think like how can I maximize the profits compared to the expense? Like any business has to be run on this analytics. It's not always about it's a risk, you gamble money and then you lose money. Like running a business, you have to be strategic about the expense and revenue, because the equation of profits is simple. You subtract the revenue from the expense, and if you have more revenue than expense, then you have profits, and if you have more expenses than revenue, then you're losing money, and if you lose money, then you can end up in debt. So that's where we don't want to belong. So running a business has to be strategic, just as getting a job is, because you have to calculate the expense you go to get a job. You have to calculate your the return on investment in your time. Like everything, like if we think about it, any decision in life can be driven by a business way of thinking.
Yeah, yeah. And like a traditional 9 to 5 job is just like a losing business model from that perspective, because
Exactly, man.
yeah, it
Because
costs
because
money
like
to have a job in the first place.
and not only
And then it's
that,
like,
not only it's not
yeah,
only costing money to have a job, because like when people get a mortgage, what they actually do is they surrender 40 years of their lives to a bank, which then you have to pay for the mortgage to stay in it. And then with the interest, you're gonna pay like 2 to 3 times more money than if you actually didn't have the mortgage. So you actually lose freedom just by having a mortgage.
right.
I also talk about this mortgage scam in one of my videos, and like some people say a house is a big is the best investment. No, it's actually not, man. It's actually the worst investment you can ever make, because with the mortgage you have some responsibilities, you worry about maintenance, you worry about lots of stuffs, and like it's not a profitable investment right from the start. It can take even years before you make money from your mortgage. And even if you sell the house for more than for even if you sell the house, you still have to go live in another house. So you have never been
True,
free.
true,
And when you get a mortgage,
true.
you actually ends up in debt, because now you're a slave to the bank, to the lenders, because you have to repay the money back to the bank, and the bank always win in the end. It's literally their business model of the bank.
Yeah, I would say yeah, I totally agree. The only case in which there's an exception is like if you can go overseas and buy one of the cheaper properties like all in cash at once. I have a couple friends who did that and that ended up working out for them, but mortgages are 100% a scam, yeah. And then yeah, they restrict you too cuz like you can't move around if like another, let's face it, like today probably like you're not going to have one job forever. You're probably going to have to switch jobs or switch locations multiple times. And then a mortgage restricts you from doing that as well. So, yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that. So what's your plan okay, by the way, let's real quick update people on this game. People are bringing up Sharia law. I don't know enough about it. I'm sorry. So I don't want to comment on it and spew potential misinformation basically. Maybe I'll research it more. If enough people want to hear about it, I can research it more and the next time I can talk about it, but I kind of stay away from these subjects cuz this is one of those things where like if you support it then like you're anti-women, but then if you don't support it it's Islamophobic. You can kind of never really win with these things, but I'll just say I'll have to research it more. Yeah, anyways, that aside, let's quickly, okay, so we're playing what's the name of your game, Alexis?
It's called Forge a Sword on Roblox.
Forge a Sword on Roblox. We're playing Forge a Sword on Roblox. It's from a subscriber of mine. His name is Alexis or AJ King. This is his way to try to escape the system, to try to escape the 9 to 5. And we're trying to support all of you out there. We're trying to support all of us to try to escape this broken system. So yeah, if you guys get a chance, would be awesome if you could hop on and play this game with us. You can click on the link in the description. You don't have to buy anything. We're not trying to sell anything here. Although if you want to be generous, it'd be appreciated. But yeah, just even hopping on and playing the game, would be a great help to him and to all of us out there. So yeah, if you're just joining in, feel free to click on the link in the pinned comment and join us in Forge a Sword on Roblox. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Like, you can't. Yeah, it's frustrating because literally every option you're given, like, they tell you have freedom supposedly, right? Hey, Quay, what's up?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's the biggest.
but like they give you like 5 different choices and all of them are bullshit. So it's like saying, okay, it's like if I give you like 5 different paths and like, one leads to hell, the other leads to like, the underworld, the other leads to like, a concentration camp. Like you're given 5 horrible choices and then you're told it's freedom. Like, oh, you have the freedom, you could go to college. Well, then you're going to be saddled with student loan debt. Oh, you could get a mortgage. Well, then you're going to get saddled with, even more debt. Oh, just get a normal job then. Well, then you're going to be, it costs 20,000 just to get a job interview now. Oh, just get into the trades. Well, now you're going to be paying it for with your body and with your health. You know what I mean? So it's like, so there's this illusion of freedom, but you're given like 5 bullshit choices that all lead to the same direction. So yeah, the whole thing's just bullshit. So what's your plan, man? Are you trying? Wait, we're playing Forge a Sword. This is Alexis's game. I'm featuring him here to try to help him escape the 9 to 5. That's kind of what I'm doing in this live stream. So yeah, definitely see if you could click on the link and hop on and join us there. So Alexis, what's your plan actually? What's would you be willing to play Minecraft? Maybe in the next live stream. What's your plan then? Like, are you gonna? I think you mentioned you want to ideally own your own land and even have like a little farm or something like that. Are you still looking into that, or what's your ultimate goal?
Well, I'm just thinking about like for the moment, I'm in the process of rehabilitation mentally, and I'm thinking about what is the best way to have the freedom in this system, even though that like the system is quite owned by the government. So I'm thinking about like if I could start with like 1 acre of land and start growing my own food, and like the work is quite low maintenance, like there's work I can constantly do without burning out, and find ways to have leverage that I can, like, for example, sell my crops or make some profits, then reinvest the profits. I think that could be a good starting point. I could also use the power of technology so I can automate some stuffs, even though like some of the machinery of the farm can cost a hefty sum of money, like 400K just to run like the tractor or some stuffs. So
Jeez,
I
that's a
think
lot. 400 a tractor costs 400K.
I think it's something like that. So
Oh, geez. Okay.
yeah.
You need
So
a tractor if you're just one guy there. I mean,
yeah,
I
if
thought
I'm
that was
just
more for
one
like,
guy,
yeah,
because there's the problem though, because
yeah.
sometimes when you're starting to how can I explain it? It's quite the paradox in some of the books I've read in the past. Like there's a little someone's who catch some fish, and then there's the businessman that comes by and told me like, hey, why do you want to spend more time with your family? And then the fisher asked him, but I just need to work 1 hour in the day just to catch the fish. But then the businessman told him, well, you can automate the stuffs if you have a boat or something. And then at the end of the day, he ends up working way more than if he just spent like 1 hour just fishing. So the problem with this is
Exactly. Yeah.
the problem with this is like sometimes we want freedom, but in the end, we end up working more. So how can we find an efficient ways of
Right.
having good leverage and still having freedom? I think that's good. The good balance to
I
strive
would
for.
say the first thing you got to do is reduce your consumption as much as possible.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I had this phase when I was like super struggling, like in Eastern. I was down to like my last $1,000 and I didn't have any money coming in. And I had to figure out a way to like, stretch that out as long as possible till I found like my next online gig. And I ended up going on this insane diet where like I was just like living off $3 a day essentially. I was like I would have like a Nutella banana like sandwich in the morning. Those were cheap, or just eat the hostel's breakfast, and then I would just eat like a couple like cheap Romanian pastries from the food cart in the evening. And I was only spending like $3 a day. And at first it was challenging, but then I realized how liberating it was because like if I only had to like spend $3 a day on food, that meant like if I even found like one easy online gig for like $5 or $10, that meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like that got me through the day. And that liberated me not just like money wise, but time wise too. Because like I was consuming so little, I had like so much free time to, explore my creative interest and do the things I wanted in life. So I would say, yeah, start by like trying to reduce your consumption as much as you can. Because consumerism is really like what keeps people enslaved, I feel. Like it's as you said, like once people start making more money, they want to upgrade their lifestyle, right? They want a bigger car, a bigger house, fancier shit. And then because of that, like now they're stuck paying now they're enslaved to that, right? Because like once you get a better job, you have to pay a higher mortgage, and now you're enslaved to that mortgage. And so, what's even the point? So,
Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
man.
If you could just like reduce your consumption, I would say that's a great start. Even with your Roblox game, let me give you a hypothetical example, okay? Let's say you did what I did. Let's say you could like volunteer at a hostel somewhere and get free accommodation. And then let's just say you scale the Roblox game up to a point where you're making like $10 a day off it. Yeah, like that should be fairly doable. Um, if you can even make like $10 a day off it, that in a lot of places that'll be enough to pay for your food, and you'll be free. You won't be rich yet. That'll come later, but you'll be free, and that's the most important thing. You could spend all your days and all your time just working on the Roblox game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
From what I want, I think what I want of life is being prosperous. Like prosperous in the sense like that, like I'm not struggling anymore. Like I feel like this system, I feel like it's just been created by giving me the feeling that I'm always constantly running on a wheel and like never expending energy and energy. And then I'm always on a, like, how can I explain it? A constant negative return on energy. Like you give a lot of input for a lot less output. And
exactly,
then that's
exactly.
how you burn out because that's how it's designed, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And then what people don't realize is like energy is just as much of a currency as money is, And it's like, okay, if you spend like, even if you make a lot of money, if you expend a lot of energy to do so, and you're just totally drained on the weekend, and you can't even do anything to enjoy that money, like what's even the point? Oh, Miss K, welcome. Miss K's been around since forever. She has a suggestion for you. I think
What is it?
how long you've been around? Like since we had like what 5K or something? Loyal subscriber. Shout out. She says a Belarusian tractor would be cheaper.
Really?
Yo, let's try to look into Eastern Europe. Like you could probably legit get like what I noticed is like a lot of the Eastern European apartments are pretty cheap still. Not everywhere, but you could probably get like Alexis, if you like lived with your parents, somehow found a way. I don't know, walking dogs or mowing lawns. Just don't get a normal job. Not that you were going to anyways. If you could like live with your parents and then like save up, let's say like 20, 30, 40K over the course of the next 2, 3 years. Are you against the idea? Let me ask you this. Are you against I know you're against mortgages. I get that. Are you against the idea of just like buying a place outright in cash?
Um, I don't know, that's a good question. I wouldn't have a problem paying rent if the money was given directly to the people who built the building, but not the owner himself. Like sometimes the owner just fixed some
Yeah.
toilet problems and he charged like $400 more just for that. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's not like it's a
Oh, I see. I
scam, but
see.
it's not like
Right.
it's a scam, but they charge a lot and a lot of money just for staying for the month, and like it's
It is a
just money that
scam.
is
It
gone.
is you don't have to be nice. It's a total scam because like the land was all created for free, and
Exactly,
like
man.
yeah, we're paying to live on land that was created for free. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
then like it's
yeah.
stupid because you work a job, but you give the money back 30 days later to the landlord. Like what's even the point of working if I give the money back?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Basically, the way I see it, yeah, so you're not, and it's not just giving the money back. Like I've talked about this before in my videos. You're actually paying to work because like if you just like if let's say this Roblox thing works out and you can live wherever you want, like you could get like a cheap apartment in like a let's say a remote town in Serbia for like $300 a month. Yeah. But like, why do you have to pay higher rent prices? Well, it's because you have to be smack dab in the city center where all the jobs are, right? So
Yeah, exactly,
rent
man.
is absolutely a living expense, especially if you live in a big city where all the jobs are. Yeah. And yeah, because you have to pay such a ridiculous amount just to have a job in the first place. Like the job actually costs more. It's not just working for nothing anymore. You're paying to work. Like the job costs more than it pays you. And
What is
it's
your
total bullshit,
argument?
man.
Like I always hear that people saying things like, if I work a job, that's how I will earn my living. What is your argument on that? I'm curious.
Sorry, say that again.
What is your opinion when others says like having a job is earning my living or something like that?
Like in the sense that like if you don't work, you're making someone else subsidize you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, or something like that. Yeah.
So there's two responses you can say to this. I've perfected this on my channel. You could say, look, you only have a problem when it's poor people who are living off welfare, like because like most like over 50% of like companies on the New York Stock Exchange aren't profitable either.
Exactly,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and like Elon Musk gets
Well, philosophical
government
gamer,
welfare subsidies all the time. Yeah,
I
you
heard
don't have
I
a
heard
problem
that.
with him getting billions, but you have a problem with me getting 200 in food stamps. Fuck off,
Yeah, exactly. And I've heard stuffs like it took Amazon like 10 years of break even before they become profitable. And the way they literally they lost money, but that's how they got away with taxes.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing you can say to that is this, like, no, I'm not actually asking anyone to subsidize me because, like, it turns out the resources of the earth were created for free. So you charging me money to live on resources that were created for free, like, it didn't take any human labor to create the land that
Exactly,
existed
man.
billions of years. So, like, you asking me to pay for shit that was created for free is what's actually slavery. Like, you're forcing me to work, so that you can have a yacht because, like, you put the free land of the earth behind a paywall. And then you can also point to anthropological scientific evidence, which is that hunter-gatherer tribes, yeah? Like, well, you've heard me talk about this before in videos. Bro, they work 2 or 3 hours a day, had all their living expenses like done in 2 or 3 hours. That's it. Like they needed 2 hours to pick some fruit, to hunt some animals or, get some fish for the coastal ones. That was it because, they didn't have to work to live on the land at all because, and rightfully so, because the land was created for free. So yeah, there's a bunch. Oh, someone mentioned Nikola Tesla here. You kind of have like we all kind of have the same mindset as Nikola Tesla here. Like other thing is people say like, oh, someone has to work to keep the lights on. Nikola Tesla, like the guy who's actually responsible for the electricity that powers our houses. He specifically said that like electricity should be free for all of humanity. Like it shouldn't be just, privatized in the hands of a few for profits. So, yeah, these people don't know what they're talking about at all. So,
I
that
heard
was a
my
lot. Hopefully
father's
that helps.
I remember
Uh-huh.
I heard my father says things like, "Oh, but you'll still live with me at 30 years old. I'm working and like you're living off the back of me, you're leeching off of me or something." I remember my father told me some stuffs like that.
You tell them this, okay? It's not a burden that you're a burden to it's not your fault you're a burden to your parents because that's a burden they signed up for and requested for that they didn't have to. Like you didn't ask to be born, you didn't request it, you didn't consent to be born. He forced you out of a peaceful non-existence without your permission. Yeah, and now he's telling you you're a burden when he forced you into this world where you have to be a burden. Fuck out of here. Like if he didn't want you to be a burden, like, he should have thought about it before he had kids. Once you have kids, you accept that burden and you don't get to complain about it anymore. It's his own
Exactly,
fault.
I agree, man.
Yeah. Like they want
Do
you
you
to take
think
responsibility.
do you think that there should be do you I got an idea. Do you think there should be tax for parents who choose to have kids? I'm curious about your opinions.
They're going in the opposite direction now. They're actually trying to like give tax breaks because they want more kids. They want more like future slaves basically is what it is.
Right.
If you ask my opinion, I think they should just pay the same taxes as everyone else. I don't think they should be treated any differently, better or worse. And I think everyone should just be given a universal basic income.
Right.
Maybe I've been thinking about this more. maybe we ought to give like a little more lenience to people who have kids, because I was thinking about it from this perspective. Yeah, like if social security exists, because if social security exists, then it's like, okay, if I don't have a kid, yeah, then someone else's kid is gonna have to pay my social security when I get old. And so from that perspective, it's like maybe I should pay more than. But then the whole social security thing is a scam to begin with. You know, Alexis, you remember this shit. Like in one of the videos I made, do you remember? Like I was talking about how you escape the system basically. And then someone was in the comments was like, oh, you guys can do this, but you're not going to get your retirement funds then. And you're not going to get social security. And you were just like, dude, like shut the fuck up. We ain't getting no social security anyways. Like this shit's going to run way dry long before we hit retirement age. So what are we even talking about?
Well, honestly, I don't care about retirement. Like, I don't even know if I'll be alive in 40 years anyway. So,
I mean, the way things are going now, yeah. Someone says there's not going to be SSI anyways. The way things are going now, yeah, I hear you. I mean, as you said, this existence is a curse anyways. But hopefully
exactly.
we can get your like, we can get your business going here. Hopefully we can get you some online income's really the way to go. Like that's what's so OP right now. That's the new meta. That's the new strategy. Because like if you get online income, then like you can live anywhere you want and really, use the geo arbitrage to your advantage. Someone says there should be a parenting license. I'm not against the idea of that because there's so many horrible parents, but the problem with that is like then you have the government deciding who's in charge of who can have kids or not. And then the government will come up with, yeah, you voted for someone else last election, so you can't have kids. Like you didn't pay your taxes, so you can't have kids. So it's just so goddamn messy.
I think another
There
problem
was a perfect way to do it. Yeah.
there's another problem with parenting licenses because it's not all pregnancies are controlled or like meant to happen. Essentially, there can be children that weren't planned, and if you do a licensed parenting, then there's a problem of you have to abort pretty much everyone who doesn't have a license and got pregnant, essentially. So that's like another issue I see with that.
Oh, I see what you like. You mean all the women who are currently pregnant?
Yeah, like they would have to essentially be forced to abort even if they don't want to, and that's I feel like another loop.
That would be giga fucked. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like okay, yeah, we definitely have to make an exemption for that, but I can tell you for sure we're not going in that direction because you look at the headlines. All these developed countries are just complaining for more. They want people to have more kids now. By the way, sorry, I just saw Quay. Alexis, do you mind if another subscriber joins the group call? He'll probably play your game too.
Sure, no problem. I have no problem.
Similar
man.
minded to you. Okay. Chris, can you invite Quay to the group to the Discord call?
Yep, I just did. The invite is sent.
Okay, we're here. Quay, we invited you. You can join us whenever. See if you can log on and play this game we're all playing too. We're just trying to help Alexis escape, and all of us, to be honest.
I have a question, philosophical gamer man.
Yeah.
How did you deal with the stress of how can I explain it? Dealing with less money and like stressing about money. How did you handle this stress? Because I'm practicing meditation, I'm practicing gratitude. I wonder what did you do to stay calm and cold on the realm of chaos when you were on your journey to escape the system? I'm curious.
Honestly, I just basically did what I do on the channel. If you want my opinion, you're not going to get out of this through like calmness and meditation and gratitude. Like you got to like be aggressive. Like you got to aggress your way out of it. Not like physically aggressive, but I'm talking like you got to spend most of your time just like railing against the system, basically. Like I'll give you an example. Yeah. Like when I was struggling with all this shit, like people would ask me, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" "Oh, so you're not doing anything? You're unemployed?" Like And when I try to be like calm about it, like, oh, I'm trying to figure things out right now still. Yeah, give me some time. Like, it just made it all the worse, Like, they look at you as a loser more, you feel bad yourself more. So I got to a point where I was just like, you know what, man, one day I'm just going to be like, hey, what do you do for a living? I don't do jack shit. All right. And there's not jack shit you can do about it. Like, I straight up just started saying that. And I started like owning it with confidence and conviction. Like, you got to just, first of all, you got to find the ways that unemployment objectively is better. And then you got to like just be as aggressive with, like, you got to fight fire with fire. Like, be like, yeah, you don't work. Yeah, I'm not going to be a fucking miserable slave to a corporation like you, like you just got to like be equally aggressive back at them when they come at you with this energy. Like, being gratitude meditation, being calm, like being submissive, like is not gonna do jack shit, because I tell you, it's a brutal, vicious world we live in now. And like, if you show any sort of weakness, not only do you feel bad about yourself, but like other people pounce on you too, because they see they can take advantage of you. So that's just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, there could be another better way, but in my opinion, you just got to fight fire with fire and like match their energy.
How did you deal with the stress of lacking money? Like, how did you deal with this mentally then?
I just like realized more and more it wasn't my fault. But if you're talking about like on a practical level, like, like day-to-day living expenses, I mean, I didn't. Like, I just like minimized my consumption the best I could. And I did these challenges of trying to like eat off like $1, $2, $3 a day and whatnot. But if you're asking like, did I ever like completely eliminate the stress from that? No, like that's just it's just an objectively stressful situation that like you're always gonna have to contend with when you don't have money. Yes, if the only practical advice I can give you for that is just like minimize your consumption as much as possible. Like, if you can like, let's say, cook healthy meals for yourself at home and like get your food bill down, or even like be resourceful and go to food banks and stuff, that did ease my state of mind a lot, my mental a lot back then. Because I realized, okay, I'm not making any money right now, I'm totally broke, but if I even find one gig here or there that pays like, let's say $100, $200, okay, it's actually gonna last me a while now because I'm on such an anti-consumption lifestyle. So shopping at Aldi's, yeah, if you guys, Aldi's is the shit, man. Like,
what would you say? What would you say to people that says things like, well, if you don't have a job, like how would you accomplish your future goal, like owning a land or some stuffs? What would you say to these people?
I would say the problem with that is there are two resources you need to, like, let's say, get a piece of land. Like, you need time and you need money. Like, if you pursue your own passions, you'll have enough time. Maybe one day you'll have enough money to do it. Maybe you won't. But if you get a job, you're not going to make enough money with these dog shit wages, and you're not going to have enough time to pursue your goals either. So I would just say a job's not going to get you that anymore anyways. Like, and you're still living in 1960 if you think it is, because wages just don't flat out pay enough to ever get you there.
There are people that will, although there are people that's gonna say things like, well, but you can still pursue your passion out of your work hours or some stuffs like that. But what they don't understand is the job already takes 5 days against 2 of your freedom. So
not just that, but it takes 5 days. You're totally exhausted after. What people don't understand is for these creative fields, I know a lot about this being a YouTuber. They're extremely competitive. Like, you're competing against Mr. Beast. You're competing against, all these established bigger YouTubers. If you're not able to dedicate all your time, focus, and energy into it, you're just not going to win. Like, you're we're talking like, let's say you, for example, like, there's established gamers that have been around for like years with like followings in the millions. Like, how are you ever going to hope to compete against them if, 5 days a week you got to like work a BS minimum wage job that drains you? Like, yeah, especially if you're pursuing something creative, you even more have to like
Well,
not work as much as possible.
the way I thought about it is if I make enough money so I can hire a worker and use some leverage, but even with that, the job barely pays enough money just to hire one worker, man.
It doesn't even pay enough. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we got super chat. Money can be so corrupting. I find it terribly distasteful. Armando Mendez, GTA Vice City Stories. Thanks for the super chat. Christian Hernandez Leon, greatly appreciated. And yeah, the quotes. Dude, there's so many great quotes from GTA. I think like Michael was from GTA 5 was something along the lines of like capitalism is like, get a degree, right? So you can like scam other people once you graduate with that degree, and that's capitalism basically. And
Well, hello. Can you hear me?
oh, Quay, is that you?
Yep, that is me. I joined.
Welcome.
I've been here for
Welcome.
like 5 minutes already. I've been not sure if anyone could hear me. But hello.
Oh,
How are you all
this is
doing
the first
today?
time yeah, doing good. Yeah, why don't you? This is Alexis. This is Quay. Quay has like a dream to
hello?
do music, basically. Like he's
Yep.
starting his dubstep YouTube channel, and I'm trying to help him out
Yeah,
with that. We're all
yeah.
just trying to find
mean,
ways to.
Yeah, we're trying to
yeah,
find ways to
escape.
escape the Matrix, pretty much. But also I should probably point out I haven't really made a full-on. I don't really do dubstep that much. I mainly am trying to experiment with my music and make different genres. But yeah, essentially, we're all just trying to find ways to escape the Matrix together.
Yeah. You were before I hopped on the stream. You were actually telling me you were interested in trying to move to. How do you even say that place? I don't want to mispronounce it. The Seychelles.
Seychelles.
Seychelles. Okay. Yeah. You could share. So yeah, I think there's a lot of strategies we're coming up with here. So like you're thinking Seychelles. Alexis is thinking like get his own cheap plot of land somewhere and just start somewhat of a homestead. Yeah, we can just sort of share strategies here and discuss ways to escape.
I also am trying to join the game. I sent Alexis, was it? I sent you a friend request.
Really?
Oh, okay.
What is your username on Roblox, man?
QuiEDM, CUIEDM.
Yeah, can you hop on our Roblox game? We're kind of.
Yeah, I'm trying to join in. Yeah, I'm trying to join in right now. So.
Wait, do you have access to the Roblox game?
I do. Yes, I tried sending you a friend request.
Oh, I see, man.
Or maybe I don't even need to have you added. Maybe I could just. Okay, there we go. I'm in.
Oh, you're in. Nice.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me figure out how this game works. So.
Alexis, you can explain it to him. Yeah,
we're
talking to
him. Wait. Which scam you want me to explain?
All right, I'm forging a sword right now.
Yeah, but which scam do you want?
Oh, which camp? Which camp are you at? Why don't you do this, Alexis? Why don't you guide him as to like where he should start off, and because this is his first time playing the game, so just guide him as to where.
Oh, QAEDM. Oh, so you're in your forge. Well, you seem to figure out how to play then, I guess.
Yep. All right, so I guess I just collect iron and trade it in, I guess.
And then you can buy iron ingots after over time.
Nice. All right, yeah, so pretty self-explanatory.
Someone called it a labor camp simulator.
Yeah, that's a funny comment.
Labor what?
Labor camp simulator.
What?
Labor camp simulator.
No, what? No, that's not the goal of the game, man. Labor camp simulator. I like the name though. That could be a future game Roblox game idea though.
Looks like the chat likes that game too. That likes that name too. Dude, that's what we should start calling this economy though. Like we should just start calling 9-to-5 jobs a labor camp simulator. Just be like just be like, no, it's not that I don't want to work. It's like I don't want to play labor camp simulator. Basically. Oh.
Have you found people during your 20s that were calling you a loser for not having a girlfriend or not marrying?
Personally, I never had that big of a problem with like girls. I mean, I guess I'm privileged in that aspect, but like I never believed in marriage, still not to this day. And people don't really call me like I would say 20 years ago they would have, but like now not anymore because everyone's seen also how much of a scam marriage is and you know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much like
You lose like
yeah.
what half of your fortune on divorce.
Yeah, and how big of a scam it is for everyone, really. And just as like, if you like someone, like yeah, you like someone. It's just like okay, let's just like have a relationship. Why do we need to get the government involved in it? You know, why do we need to like sign a contract to be in a relationship together? I'm like, you know, I have like a best friend, right? Like I don't go to my best friend being like, yeah, sign this contract right now and promise me like we'll be together for life. You know, I'm just like hey, if we're meant to be friends forever, we'll just like naturally be friends forever. You know, it can happen naturally. Like I don't need to sign a contract for that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly. I
yeah.
think Luke Belmore made a video on this or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so yeah, and then I don't know how much you guys will agree with me on this. In my opinion and in my experience, I don't really think like women even care that much about your job these days. Well, they probably do in the States, but I
Yeah.
think they care about like looks a lot more these
Yeah.
days.
No,
I could be wrong,
I
but
mean, I
yeah.
honestly just don't care about that stuff. You know, I
Yeah,
just
yeah, that's probably better. but-
I believe that you should just prioritize yourself and what's best for you. Like
100%, yeah.
here's the thing, like I'm 22, almost 23, like I've never dated, I've never had a girlfriend, and I'm fine with that. I don't need one to prove anything. So,
That's honestly the best way to go, bro, because it's like, especially in your 20s. I've seen so many guys, even like guys who are like Chads, right? Like they just totally like waste their 20s, you know, getting
yeah.
to bad toxic relationships.
Yeah. And
Like
you know,
even it's kind of like, and it's not to say like all women are bad like that, but it's just like it's not. I
yeah.
would say it's not worth like dedicating your effort to go out of your way to try to find one. Like if the right one comes along, yeah, and you
Yeah,
know
like
she's like adding positive value to your life, you can absolutely like you
yeah,
know
yeah,
basically like if the
in
right
that
one
case,
comes
go
along,
right
but yeah,
ahead.
you
Yeah.
don't got to go out of your way. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, like I just like I'd rather just spend my 20s like how I'm just doing what I'm doing right now. Just continue working towards having a better life. But on top of that, I just want to have fun and enjoy it. Like I'm not going to be this young forever, so it's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
fountain of youth or anything.
it's crazy because like when I look back on it, like I'm 35 now, I still feel like I was like 21 yesterday, and like it goes by in such a blink of an eye. That's why, and that's the biggest reason I would say to not waste your time with a bullshit 9 to 5 job is because like
Oh yeah.
in your 20s is the only time you can enjoy life without working, and it's like you know, even if you had like a good job that paid you enough, it's like you're just saving up enough to like enjoy it when you're like too old and wrinkly too anyways, and it's not even a guarantee you make it to that age with how stressful and
Yeah, of
hazardous to
course.
your health jobs are. So yeah, you guys totally get it. So it's like yeah, we're all just trying to find ways out here. Yo, tell Quay
Yeah.
about your Seychelles idea. See what he thinks about that.
I think I was the one who said my idea was to move to Seychelles.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could tell Alex. Oh, sorry,
Okay,
I got
okay.
the name. Yeah,
Yeah, you got
tell
the
Alex.
names, but okay, but yeah,
Yeah.
so my idea is, you know, I save hopefully if I can save up like 10 grand or just at the very least enough, I'd like to move to Seychelles. It's a small island on the coast of East Africa.
Okay.
And maybe just live peacefully there. I could live in a nice house on the shore, just live a quiet life there, you know?
How much
Interesting.
does rent cost there? Have
I
you
need to
researched that?
Yeah, I need to look into that. I believe it's cheaper than here, so rent.
Oh, that's for sure. I would assume. Okay, let's just assume for the sake of argument. Let's assume it's like $300 per month there. That's about how much like most like cheaper
Can range.
foreign countries are.
Monthly and long-term stay. All right, I need to look into this. So, all right, I'm
If we
googling it
assume
right now.
it's like something affordable, like Alexis, you could
Okay.
also consider something like if you scale your Roblox game, let's say to even like $500 per month you're making off it, like you could just like move to like Romania, Belarus, Serbia, Seychelles,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think
Yeah.
with the main priority for me, philosophical gamer, is just to rehabilitate mentally, and then like once I scale enough so I can breathe a little bit, then I can figure out how I can
Yeah.
be prosperous next.
Yeah. True. Yeah. And
Like,
get yourself like some kind of base layer. Quay, the other thing you could do is if you do manage to get some. By the way, are you? You mentioned you are. How much are you paying for rent now again?
I'm paying $950.
what?
Jesus
Where do you
Christ.
find that,
Jesus.
man?
And he has a
Yeah, no,
roommate too.
I don't have a
Okay.
roommate.
Don't
He
you?
moved out. He moved
Oh, he
out.
moved out. Okay. All right.
He didn't even last a whole month here.
He just couldn't afford it, or what?
No, so he said, so when he moved out, he said that, there were three main reasons. A, he would, at his other older apartment, he was paying, less money for more space. B, the shower head is busted and he was having a hard time contacting people about it. And C, he just liked his old roommates more. So, you know what?
Oh,
It
okay.
just means it just means I have a whole place to myself again. Rent is still the same, but yeah.
So is he still paying because he's on the lease or something, or?
I don't know. I don't know if he is. I mean, I definitely
Well,
know
my
he.
question is, how are you paying like only $950 if your roommate's not there anymore?
I don't know. I'm guessing because it's like maybe the landlords are like, yeah, it's not fair for me to be paying the rent of two people.
Right.
Maybe it's just something like
Oh,
that. I
okay.
don't know. But yeah, I
Okay.
also just
Okay.
I also just Googled it. So I'd be paying $150 less than what I'm paying right now. So it's not that big of a difference, but it still should be manageable.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, if you really like the place, I'd say it's worth it. And
Yeah, well,
probably,
And here's what I
if
was
you're
here's
looking at,
here's
yeah.
yeah here's what else I was thinking of. Like, I thought about
Okay.
maybe I could take a vacation there first just to get a feel for it. And if I really do like it there, then yeah, I'll pack my bags and head over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Someone says,
just to make sure like this is 100% the place I'd like to go to.
Someone said in the comments, guys, get the F out of America. These rent prices are sick AF. Yeah, totally.
Hey, I hear you, brother. I hear you on that.
To be honest, I
Yeah.
live in Canada, so is it considered America in some ways? Because I live in the continent of America.
It's close enough. It's close
Yeah,
enough. Like
it's
the
close enough,
parameters
like-
are similar. Yeah.
Yeah,
plus-
the thing about
yeah, plus-
Canada, what I hate the most about Canada is the cold of winter, man. Like a lot of people are preaching
Brother,
like, oh, but we have free school, we have free healthcare or some stuff, but they don't
But it's-
understand like the sheer horrible winter and how the taxes are very high in Canada, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, brother, we're
Yeah.
complete opposites in that regard. I live in Texas, which is down south, and it's hot as fuck here. So we are polar
That's funny.
opposites in that regard.
Yeah.
That's funny. Y'all can I guess
least-
let's just all
yeah,
meet in
I
the
guess-
middle and like live in Seychelles then. That
Yep.
sounds like a compromise.
Seychelles.
Seychelles.
Just-
My bad.
sorry-
I'm such an
sorry
I'm
to
such
be
an
a
ignorant
grammar shark.
zoomer right
No,
now.
you're
Yeah.
no, you're fine. You're fine. Don't mind me being a grammar shark right now.
No. I should get these names right. I've
What is
traveled
the-
so much. I just never seen that place before. Dude, I imagine
Yeah.
I looked it up a bit.
But,
I imagine
Alexis,
it has good.
Alexis.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, Alexis.
It has
just be
good
glad,
like
just be
tropical
glad,
weather.
unlike-
You could probably grow some food. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Alexis, just be glad, like Canada doesn't have a president with the IQ of a 2-year-old running the country right now.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's a
Justin
disaster,
Trudeau was
bro.
kicked out of the Congress or some
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's right, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau
hold
was
on,
kicked out
yeah.
of the Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Hey, Chris, you want to chime in? You can so Chris is my editor. He's from like let's just call it an Eastern European country.
Yeah.
Rent is pretty affordable in where you're at, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Generally, if you're comfortable with living in a shared space, like we shared at least toilets and bathrooms, then you can live up to as least as $100 euros per month essentially at places. But like a 2 1 bedroom apartment can be like $300-250 here in some cases. So it's definitely still affordable, especially if you have an online gig.
So we talking like 300 total or 300 per person if you split it?
Yeah.
300 total, like for a
Wait.
2 bedroom apartment, or even like if one
Yeah.
bedroom, you can go to like 250, 200. Yeah, it's not gonna be like a lavish living space, but you can definitely live in it. And
We don't need nothing lavish. Yeah,
True,
we're
yeah.
just trying to like
yeah, and then,
we just
like,
trying to live here.
that's not accounted for utilities. Utilities are gonna be like 100 on average.
Someone is asking in the chat, how is Denmark?
Denmark is good if you're a citizen. Chris, you went to Denmark a bit. You can answer that too. In my opinion, it's great if you're a citizen. If you're not a citizen, you can't access any of their benefits, so it's not as good. But the people are nice, at least. Yeah. What's your take on that, actually?
I'd say like I'd say the culture there on work and everything else is a bit better than. Well, I haven't lived in the US, but from what I've gathered online and stuff, it's definitely better, and it's not. It's definitely one of the better areas to live now in the world, I'd say, because it's a lot of.
Is it how are the expenses? Like, how expensive was it when you were there?
It's expensive, but if you work there, like in their system, then it's still fine. It's a livable wage, but you pay a bunch of taxes, and everything is expensive, but it's proportionate to the amount you actually make. It's not like overly. It's still livable, is what I'm trying to say.
Is it okay? Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I got an idea. Someone pointed out rent is $650 in Uzbekistan.
Oh, Uzbekistan.
I would so I got some ideas here. Like, y'all can do something like this. Like, you and like, let's say you and Quay hypothetically get an apartment in like, you know, Sunga's country, let's say, or just some country in the area. Let's say you find something for like 400 a month. Yeah, you can move in there together, like split it. So you're only like paying 200 per month in rent now after you split it. Yeah, and then like y'all can just pursue your dreams. You can do music. You can do your Roblox games.
Yeah.
You'll definitely have to save some before as you scale up your businesses, but it's a lot easier this way because like then you'll get to a point where you realize, okay, if my rent's only 200 a month, yeah, and I'm making money online, then it's like, okay, if I have one good video, just if I make like $20 in one day, that's actually very meaningful now because now we're talking like you can pay your entire food bill or your rent bill with like just a few good days.
Yeah, speaking of the game, like I'm trying to trade with this guy and he won't take anything. I have 3 knives here, so
Hey, Miss K, if you're still here, how much is rent in your country? I'm just curious. You tell us how much rent costs in your country. I gather it's pretty cheap. Yeah, just curious. Let me know if you're still in the chat. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Just depends where. Well, let's say in your city, wherever that is. You don't have to tell us the name, obviously, but approximately how much would you say rent costs per month in your city? Everyone there? We all kind of just went silent.
yeah,
We'll just respond in the. She'll respond in the text chat.
Yeah, I just have no clue. I just have no clue how to play this game. If I'm being like, I'm trying to trade with this guy and he's not taking anything.
Are you still working on that, Alexis? Like coding wise? Okay.
I've stopped a little bit. I've started a new game, but I have to fix some bugs because some of the people I play that play in the game found some bugs, so I have to fix them, and it's annoying. So
yeah, because I have like literally I cannot trade with this guy, and
yeah,
I don't see
know.
anything else I
It's
can.
very annoying, man. Honestly.
Would you be open for us playing another game for the time being, or?
Which game would you play?
Well, we could play another game here on Roblox. We could play Minecraft or just whatever you're open to.
There's a game I've made in the past that's called Brutal Fall, man. It's on my phone.
Let's try that. Let's try that then.
Yeah,
let's stay on Roblox because
it's like Fall Guys, but on Roblox, you know.
Yeah, no,
it's
cool.
called.
Oh, I know a game we could play. What if we played Dead Rails?
Nah, not Dead Rails. Dead Rails is a dead game, man.
Oh man, you sure? I played out. I had a lot of fun playing it. But okay.
Let's try.
Alright,
Let's
guys.
try out one of your other games, Alexis. Let's
Yeah,
try.
yeah. I just can't
whichever
con. I
one
just
works
went
best.
to Brutal Fall, man.
Brutal Fall. Chris,
Alright.
can you look up Brutal Fall, or you guys can
Alright,
figure that out? I'm a
Just go
beginner
on
when
my
it comes to
profile,
Brutal
man.
Fall.
You just have to go on my profile, and you can
Okay.
find my creations.
So in
Alright,
this
can you-
case, is in her city. Like she lives somewhere in Eastern Europe. Rents 400 to 500 per month. So what y'all can do is this. I don't know if she means 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, but even if it's 1 bedroom, that's actually fine. Like one of y'all can live in the living room, the other can just live in the bedroom. You split it. That's 200 a month. Like that is already like way more valuable than having like a $50,000 job in America. To be honest, like that's worth more because like think about it this way: if you're paying like $2,000 a month in America right now, and you're only paying like 200 there, let's just say 2,200 to make the math easier. Like just moving there is essentially the equivalent of like $24,000 a year. Like it's essentially getting paid $24,000 a year for doing nothing. Like it
Yeah.
has the same effect on your bank account at the end of the month. You know what I mean? And that's why it's just so much more efficient to do these things. Like, you can like work, like you can hustle extra hard and like work an extra like 4 hours a day of overtime to make an extra 24K a year, or you could just move abroad, pay cheaper rent. And you see what I mean, guys? Like, how crazy is it that like, literally by doing nothing, you'll make more and get further ahead than this boomer advice of like work hard and grind hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to join the game. I don't think I'm in the same lobby as you guys. I see like a beach, like an island sort of thing.
Yeah, just go on my profile, man.
I'm clicking that, and it's taking me to
Do
a
you know?
game
Do you know
menu.
do you know how to search the server?
I know how to search it. I'm just so I'm trying. Here, I sent you a friend request as well.
Because Sunga is in my game, so
I joined AJ directly clicking on his profile. Yeah, join his lobby.
yeah,
I
exactly.
did.
Just click on the,
Oh.
just click on the
Let me
profile, man.
let me share my screen and show it what it does just very quickly. All right, if I can here just do my entire screen. So yeah, I clicked this right here.
Philosophical Gamer, I noticed something. Like, I post a lot on Twitter, but what I see in my feed, like, I see so many kids like bragging about making like 400K a day or some stuff. I think it's fake, man, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
and this
Most
is where
of it's fake for sure.
Yeah. And this is where I end up right here.
No.
Yeah, did you see?
Most of it's fake for sure.
Yeah, like they brag about, like, I saw a kid yesterday that was like 17. He was doing his math test and he claimed to be a millionaire already. Like, dude, you're capping, man.
Huh. For sure. I mean,
Oh, here-
there's probably some like one in 1,000
Here
is
we go.
probably true, but yeah, most of them
Yeah.
are fake.
All right, here we go. I
Most
think I'm in the
are
same
just.
lobbies.
I feel like most are just wannabe entrepreneur. Like they want to be entrepreneur, but they don't have the guts or courage, so they just make a facade, or they just play on the image of success while they don't have any success.
Oh, I think I get the idea. Okay, so it's like one of those games where you have to stand in a certain color, and if you don't, you die.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see how this game goes.
All right, yellow.
By the way, how do you actually make money from Roblox games? Because I know people do it, but I'm not familiar with the monetization.
All right, so
aspect.
basically, how do you make money on Roblox? Like, there is some Game Pass which like you can sell for Robux, or you can make some dev products that people or kids are gonna purchase in the game, so they can have like abilities and power ups. And when these kids buy these power ups, I make my Robux that I can then convert to money. So.
Gotcha. So the challenge is just like making a good enough game that gets popular enough.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, gotcha. No,
and you can also make money with the visits, because I post sometimes on Twitter, and like I get some Robux per day just by posting on Twitter, and like I think there's people that click on the links, and I make Robux per engagement. So
yeah. Okay. So it's just okay. I see how it works now. Interesting. So, Well,
But I just want to say, like, philosophical gamer. I said last time I regret some of my lives because I chosen the path of society because I didn't know what would happen in advance. I just want to share my life regrets. Start when you're young, man. Like, just explore, like, test things out because you're gonna come into my age and you're gonna regret not trying sooner, man.
Yeah, how old
how
are you
old
right
are
now?
you actually?
I'm 23.
You're talking
bro,
like
brother,
you're 50, man.
Yeah, I'm 22.
You got so
I'm
much
almost
time,
23
bro.
too. Yeah, I'm 22, almost 23. So
Okay,
But,
so all
but
three
the
of you
thing,
are almost around the same age. Yeah.
yeah, but like I regret not taking, like, not trying Roblox sooner. Like that's what I said. Because if I tried Roblox sooner, I would have probably already been a millionaire, man, and I would have been prosperous, you know. But
If you
because I
got in during
because
the early days, yeah.
yeah, because because the fact that I followed society advice, now I'm a mediocre person. I'm miserable and, like, you know.
Hold on one second. Someone says, "Do you recommend being a Minecraft gamer? Anything is better than working a 9 to 5. Like, if
Yes.
you have that dream and ambition, go for it. You'll probably
Yeah.
fail statistically speaking, but at least you won't be paying to work. Like, if you
Yeah.
fail at that, then you'll be at 0. If you fail going the traditional route of going to college, you'll be at -50 in student loan debt. So,
Yeah, escape the matrix while you can before it
yeah,
gets hold
whatever
of
your
you.
dream is, pursue it because this job market sucks so bad. You might as well. You could try to use AI to generate coloring books and sell them online. Yeah, like you're probably not going to be able to sell it to like Gen Z and millennials because they hate AI right now, but you could definitely sell it to boomers. Like boomers literally can't tell the difference between like AI and real stuff. So you could just like AI slop the living shit out of something and like send it to a boomer, sell it to a boomer, and you know they would buy it and not be able to tell the difference. Yeah. Nowadays people play Valorant, Fortnite, Marvel Rivals was so fun. Yeah, you could just like AI slop the living shit out of boomers. That's the new AI that we're sponsored by. Like they have crazy coding capabilities. Alexis, I would look into it if I were you. Maybe it could help like just stream. Like from my understanding, AI is not quite good enough at coding to totally replace humans yet, but it can like streamline the process and make it a lot easier.
It's already
and faster.
replacing music, art, and a bunch of other stuff. So
Yeah.
Right.
But I totally get what you're saying. You know.
Yeah, you could totally just use AI to like make a bunch of Roblox games, and since you have coding experience, because from what I heard, AI can make it, but like it makes a lot of mistakes along the way still. So
Yeah,
because you have
I
coding
can say
experience,
with confidence that AI make a lot of mistake along the way.
yeah. So but you can like proofread the code, and then check for the mistakes, and then correct them.
Exactly,
So instead of like coding the whole thing from scratch, you're just correcting mistakes. So you can like just put out way bigger, better games in a much shorter amount of time this way.
Yo, I remember a video you've made, Philosophical Gamer. Like, I think you were selling things like employer complain about candidate using AI while they themselves use AI.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I used AI in one of the assessment for a job or something, and they complained that I used AI because I had all the answers good, and like one of the engineers found that I used AI, so they complained and they just refused me for that. Like, it's so bullshit, man.
Dude, we're going through something similar to where like, okay, you can ask Chris here, my editor. We don't use any AI at all for our videos except for the captions. Like in the early days, like we used an AI voice, but we stopped using that a long ass time ago. But people still like complain that the videos are AI on every single video, even though we don't use it. Like people just want to call everything AI these days.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
That's the thing. Here's the thing, like, I obviously don't use AI, for my stuff. Like, I want to try to have it come genuinely from me, but I can definitely like, here's the thing. I'm fine with people using AI for assistance as, like, a tool in some regards, but relying on AI completely, no, that's I'm against that.
Like in terms of so
Yeah.
what would be the difference between you mean like, okay, if I were to like just make a video AI
Yeah,
generated top to bottom from the script to like the thumbnail to the edit, like if everything were AI, yeah, I'd be against that too, to just completely rely on it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, again, there are some
Yeah.
cases where I can understand, like, if you're using it as like a tool to like maybe help with something difficult, but just like relying on it as a whole, like that's kind of where I have a problem with it.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, and that's where like well,
Philosophical gamer, can you make a video
Uh-huh.
exposing Chinese labor?
I mean, I guess I could, but I don't think people are really gonna watch that because most of
Yeah.
my audience isn't from China. And
Yeah.
when I think about this, I don't really think like labor conditions are great in like any country. Like, there's
Yeah.
so much shit that you learn. Like, people in the
Yeah.
past had like so much better working conditions than we have now. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, you have all these
Yeah.
you have all these kids making iPhones in China.
Right. And yeah, I mean, I try to reduce it as much as like we can't like reduce it completely because we're totally dependent on it. So, but I tried. Okay, I have like the iPhone 10. I don't like buy the new one every single year. So
Yeah.
hopefully, that cuts down on it too. Hold on. One guy asked me, what do you say about volunteering? Here's what you can do, guys. Go to workaway.info. Okay. There's plenty of like volunteering opportunities all around the world. It's not really volunteering, it's more like bartering. Like, what you can do, you can trade like 20 hours of work for like a free place to stay. Like, let's say some place wants, they like a family needs help with their kids, or you gotta like or you can volunteer at like a hostel at a youth summer camp. Those are all options. You do like 20 hours of pretty chill work for them, and then you get to live there for free. And some of them offer like free meals too. And then okay, I got like another super chat from the same guy, Christian Hernandez Leon. I love to play Midnight Club Los Angeles 2008 online on my old Xbox, backwards compatible. Try to spread the word on it and show new players the rope. Increase the player base 16 players in one session. That's a fantastic way I found to reduce my consumption. Like, I get comments on my videos, people be like, oh, capitalism gave you video games. No, capitalism is actually ruining video games now. That's why like everything's such a goddamn microtransaction mess right now. And so I've just cut down on my consumption even with gaming. Like, there are games, let's say from like 2018 to 2021 that are really, really good. And I just replay those till like the newer games go on sale. And I definitely try to escape like Ubisoft and all those freaking like oh my god, have you guys seen how many microtransactions are in this crap now?
Oh my gosh, yes, like Ubisoft, Activision, like EA, like
horrible
microtransaction. Yeah, microtransactions are everywhere, and it's annoying. Like, bro, I already spent money on the game itself. Let me enjoy the game instead of shoving all these ads in my face.
Yeah. I wonder if people still believe kids in China make smartphones and whatnot, as if some 11-year-old could manage that technology. LMAO. I mean, that's a good point, and I kind of feel like
before instead of just browser, man.
I was just kind of making a stupid joke when I said that, but yeah, but
no,
I
there
agree.
was someone else. Yeah, someone else also like commented about that though, which is why I brought it up. But I mean, it's possible the American government's lying about that. I kind of realize how much they go out of their way to try to demonize China and communism in general.
Like capitalism is any better. Look, I don't like both of them have their flaws, but ultimately, like putting capitalism on this hot pedestal when it's clearly starting to collapse isn't really all that.
Yo, what do you guys think of Zoran? Y'all got any hopium there?
Zoran? Never heard
Zoran
of that.
Mamdani. It's a socialist mayor in charge of New York now. Or communist, what they're calling him. Like,
so
even though absolutely none of his policies are actually communist, but people just call everything they don't like communist now.
I think it's just, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like New York seceding from the United States or something.
That would be awesome, and I think I think they'd actually do quite well. The thing people don't understand about this is like he's not really even a socialist. Like he's just like doing like the social democratic policies that like the Nordics do. Because like what actual socialism would be like if he stepped in and said, okay, we're kicking out every CEO, everyone on Wall Street, and we're putting workers in charge of the economy now. Like that's what actually it is. Like he's not even doing anything remotely similar to that.
Yeah.
What he's doing is basically just capitalism with like markets, basically with greater social safety nets, which is what the Nordics are.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, people are gonna, oh, Nordics aren't socialists, they're capitalists, they have okay, if the Nordics aren't socialists, then great, because I just want the policies of the Nordics. So they're not socialist? Okay, good. So then I want the not socialism of the Nordics then. So then you don't get to call me a socialist anymore. Either like they gotta make a choice. Either the Nordics are not socialist or socialism has worked, but you know, you can't. Someone says Zoran.
There's some people like some gurus or some motivational stuff that says that capitalism is right now the best system that has existed. It has worked the most. Out of all the system they tried, they says that capitalism is the best, but I'm not sure. So
Yeah, I disagree. Just take a look at how things are right now, and you'll see.
It's the best and the worst at the same time because it's like, well, I would say overall net wise, because a lot of the innovations people attribute to capitalism aren't really capitalism. Like I get like people going, like you're complaining about capitalism while using YouTube, but like the internet was actually made by DARPA and government agencies, and there's a very good reason for that because like when you're in like the research and development phase, you actually need time to grow, you know, before you can just prioritize profits over everything. And under a pure capitalist model, like they wouldn't be given the time and space they need to grow. Even as you said, Alexis, like what did you say? Amazon wasn't even profitable itself till like 10 years into its existence.
yeah, because
So,
Jeff Bezos
yeah.
Jeff Bezos was actually losing money and he was begging investors to invest in his venture.
Dude, as someone who actually,
exactly.
as someone who actually has worked at Amazon previously, fuck that company.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
it's funny, like people are complaining that you leech off of social welfare, but the economy itself is literally
The economy is a
companies-
one massive
Exactly,
social
it's
welfare
dog
circle
shit.
jerk.
It's complete dog shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally a welfare, like it's welfare, but on massive scale level, and people says nothing. Like when
It's a massive game of like welfare musical chairs. It's just if you're young and you're poor,
Welfare
you get
musical
blamed for
chairs.
being on it.
Welfare
Like-
musical chairs. That sounds like a fun game. We should play it sometime.
That should be your new Roblox game, Alexis. Like we got like
Welfare
labor
musical
camp simulator
chairs.
and we got welfare musical chairs. Because I'll tell you this, like I'll tell you this. Owning land to begin with is being on welfare because all land was technically stolen. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly, man.
nobody owns the land of the like your
Hey,
property
like,
is yours.
Take a look,
but,
take a
like,
look at the
land is,
United
like-
States. I mean, just take a look
Yeah.
at the United States.
Philosophical Gamer, I have something to say, man. Do
Yeah.
you remember history classes?
Yeah, mine were probably different than yours, but I remember it. Yeah,
What,
go ahead.
what I've heard from history class is like there were like conquerors from other territories that came in America, and they literally enslaved the Indians from their territory because the Indians were free and they were practicing the hunting and all the stuff
Gathering.
to feed themselves.
Yeah.
They were free, and these people just came into the land, stole them all, and they literally enslaved the Indians.
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
And so, like, yeah, they stole the land. They lived for like hundreds of years off the stolen resources of the land, and now they're gonna call us like welfare leeches when like the whole system was built off like leeching off the free resources of the land and putting
Exactly,
it
man.
behind a paywall when it was free to begin with. And
Yeah.
on top of that, I encountered this interesting tidbit when I was researching a video. So it turns out the reason they ended up enslaving like Africans instead of Indians is because Indians like knew the layout of the land very well. And so like when they tried to enslave the Indians, like they were able to escape very easily. And so that's why they ended up like enslaving, doing the transatlantic trade slave instead. And so
Exactly,
it's
man.
like people will be like, oh, like, communism is like gulags and phantoms. Well, capitalism is like literal slavery, like
Yep.
Yeah, exactly, man.
if they want to talk about, and it's not a defense of communism, as you said, like both are flawed. I don't think either is going to work in this day and age, but like if they want to point to the gulags in, communism, you can ask them, hey, how do you think like a black American slave's life was under capitalism?
Yeah.
You know?
The thing about wage slavery, I'm thinking about it, and I feel like the wage slave of today have it worse than a chattel slave, because the wage slave don't have like you have the illusion of freedom under capitalism. Like it's literally the same thing. You work for a wage and you use this wage to feed yourself, and it's given by a master. And people are saying, well, if you work, you're not a slave, you're getting paid. No, that's not the thing. Because if you look at the definition on Wikipedia about a slave is someone who is held hostage by the property of someone. So by this definition, slavery has never ended. It's actually changed its form.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally, 100%.
Abraham Lincoln died in vain.
That's really sad, yeah, to think about.
I mean,
But-
it's sad, but it's
yeah.
sad but true. Like,
But true, yeah.
Like it's not
Yeah.
it's not because you're getting paid that you're no longer a slave. A slave is someone who is
It's even
dependent
worse
on
because
someone.
like slave owners, like we all experience this, like with the current dog shit wages, we struggle to pay for like food and shelter, right?
Yeah.
Slaves were actually legally, like slave owners were legally bound to give their slaves sufficient enough for like food and shelter. Not only that, like they were like it made economical sense for like slave owners to pay their slaves enough for rent and shelter, because like if a slave's like hungry and worn out and tired all the time, he can't even do his job right. So like
yeah.
they did it. Yeah,
I mean-
we get paid and they didn't. But like they
So-
got like food and shelter, whereas we don't even get paid enough for food and shelter. So
Yeah.
like
So we all know about like the Discord uprising in Nepal, right?
oh yeah.
So essentially, part of the reason why that was such a huge issue, according to some research I've looked into about this. So apparently, there are only two ways in Nepal for steady employment. You either looked online for a job, or you go overseas and take the jobs nobody else wanted. And the thing about that is, when you would arrive there, they take away your passport, so you can't leave, and they also wouldn't pay you anything. So that is like literally modern day slavery right there.
Oh, that's
And
crazy. Now
so-
they're actually like yeah.
Yeah, so that is why when social media was taken away, a lot of people were pissed off about that, because you took away, the only decent option for work there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point too. On top of that,
What was the worst job you've ever had, Philosophical Gamer? I'm curious. What was the worst job you've ever had?
I had okay. As terms of because okay, I got by like on odd jobs and gigs. I guess I'll count those. There was one where I was like moving heavy shit, like just heavy objects to set up like expos and like you basically like moving around heavy objects, not construction, but like they would do these convention expos where they needed to like install like various like structures there and stuff. So I just to spend the day like lifting heavy items and stacking them on top of each other. I wasn't so bad in and of itself, but like the bosses were like just total fucking like dictators on the job. Like if you like took a second to like lean over and breathe or catch your breath, they would complain that like you're not working hard enough. And then it's like if you're like I remember like I just wanted to like carry one thing. Like they had these heavy crates and I just wanted to carry one at a time to be safe. And he was yelling at me that I should be carrying two instead of one. And I'm just like, okay, are you going to pay me for carrying two then? Like if I expend more energy, am I going to get paid more? Nope. I'm going to this is another thing, like hourly wages are like the biggest scam and like enforcement of slavery ever, because like if you were at least paid based on your output, then maybe it wouldn't be slavery. But the fact that you're getting like whether I just realized like a lot of like I'm only getting like the same amount like It was like what, $15 an hour or some shit. Whether I lift 1 or 2 of these, I'm still getting 15. So you're asking me to lift 2? Why? I'm not getting paid for lifting 2, so why should I do it? And yeah, so I would say that was the worst job I had. There were
Yeah.
I also like did clinical trials. Ironically, that was the best job you could say I had, because like they would like do I was basically like being like medical experimented on. But like generally speaking, most of the drugs were mild. I didn't have side effects. It was annoying because like, you know, they had to like do blood draws on me like 20 times a day. But like I got most of the time to myself to, you know, to work on, you know, my other projects. And I mostly just got to chill in the facility and like, you know, do whatever I wanted all day. So ironically, like this is crazy. We're at a point where we're like in this economy where it's like when I look back on it, like literal medical experiments were probably like the best job I had, and fucking every other job just sucked ass. Some were
Yeah.
worse than others for sure, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Alexis, are you still in the game with us?
I've went on my first game. It was the one horrible game I've done. What did I create, man? It was horrible, man.
I'm having fun with this color game you made. So
Yeah, but there was more map. That's the problem. I remember putting more game mode, but I don't know why they aren't there. I think I have to fix some stuff. It's annoying, man.
all right. But yo, what if
I
we
would
all-
say
what if-
like prioritize. Oh, that game looks. What is this?
What if we-
Another game of yours? This one looks fun.
what if we played a survive the natural disasters?
Yeah, sure. It would be nice, man. It was made by
Yeah.
Luke Master, man.
All right, I send you a friend request
Yeah.
as well, so I can like invite
We'll
you.
probably,
and whatnot.
Chris, can you go for like another 30 minutes? I'm thinking we do this for 30 minutes then. Because it's kind of getting late where we're at.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have to go soon.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah,
let's do.
where? Yeah,
All
so y'all are from Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah,
Yup.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
are you from Eastern Europe philosophical or?
No. I grew up in America, but I live in Eastern Europe now.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
how I escaped the rat race. Like I just have like $250 rent, and I live super minimalistically. Like
Yeah.
YouTube gets me by, not because like YouTube doesn't pay us a ton right now, but like but because I live abroad, you know, it's enough
Yeah.
to like live a dignified life without having to work, which is pretty much all I
Yeah.
wanted. So yeah.
All right. But yeah, Alexis, did you accept my friend request or
I didn't receive it. That's the thing.
I sent you one?
I'm not seeing it.
Here, I'll follow you. And then yeah, it says I sent you one. It's this AG King one, right?
Yeah, 2-1. Exactly.
That's why. Okay, that's so weird. Why can't?
I don't know, man.
What about you, philosophical? What was your name?
I'm not playing. My editor's playing for me. Like, yeah, I ask him, Chris. Well, what's? Are you asking his name in Roblox or?
Yeah, so I can invite him. Or
Uh,
something.
Well, what's your Roblox name?
For Songa _ and 777.
All right, here we
I
go.
think you could just type it in the, or you found it. Okay.
Yep, I got it.
All right. Okay.
Man,
alright.
I've had jobs in the past and I lost them all, and it was horrible. Like I used to make dishes. I used to work in a supermarket with meat. It was disgusting, man.
Oh,
I
that's the worst.
remember,
That's the worst.
like
Dude, I totally-
fucking hate.
I stopped eating meat. That's one thing that'll like be real great for to escape the rat race. Like meat costs and it's so horrible too on the planet. And
Wait, are you
and on
vegan
animals.
or something, or vegetarian?
I'm just vegetarian now. It was too hard to go vegan because I also can't eat gluten. So if I cut out all animal
Yeah, because you
products, like,
need protein. You need enough
Yeah.
protein to survive. So
I literally wouldn't be. I mean, you could get decent protein sources from plants. You
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just more of a challenge. But what I was gonna say is like, you could legit make a case that like being unemployed and vegan is like less of a burden than, you know, eating meat and working.
Yeah.
Just a random shower thought I had one day.
It's
Not
not
judging
like-
anyone who eats meat. I'm just saying.
But,
It's
like
just
the
kind of a
problem,
fact.
philosophical gamer, is it's not like I don't want to work or I don't hate working. It's just the way
You don't
the
want to work.
structure-
Yeah, you don't want to work for
Yeah.
like no reward at all.
Not
Yeah, and
reward,
you don't
but
want to
like
work for someone else either. Yeah.
not
Yeah,
work for someone else, but like it's the fact that I'm always in control. Like my destiny is in control of someone else that can literally end my life at any moment. Like it's fucking stressful. Like how can you not be stressed by the
Yeah,
fact
it's
that
such bullshit.
someone's
Like they got you by the balls, basically. So Samantha says, "I never understood the appeal of breaking your back for a world that has made it clear it couldn't care less about you." Exactly, exactly. Like, you know, um, these 9 to 5 jobs, these companies, yeah, like they existed before you started working for them. They're not going to give a shit about you after you leave. Like, and you're going to break your back and dedicate your entire life to them for what? For what? Like, yeah, so I think
Oh,
one of two things is going to happen, especially with AI now. Like, either we're gonna have universal basic income and we're not gonna have to work anymore, or the second option is where it could lead to an age where like everyone becomes like their own mini entrepreneur. Because like with
yeah,
AI tools, you can like code your own websites. Like there's a lot of things like you can essentially have like a whole team now for free. Because the good thing
yeah,
I guess about it replacing jobs is like it becomes easier for you to start a business. So it's like either we're gonna have like UBI or we're gonna have like a pure self-employment economy. But the 9 to 5 is dying for sure. And so this is what I mean. Like I could see this being a future hypothetical. So like let's take the example of like self-driving cars. Um I could see a potential future where everybody has a self-driving car and like you get to use your own self-driving car as an Uber, if that makes sense. Like you just send your own self-driving car to do the Uber work. And it just drives around picking people up, dropping them off all day. And then like you get the money from it while it does the work. So I could see that being a potential solution. Um Either that or we're gonna have
yo
universal basic
Sangha.
income.
I can't join you, Sangha. How do I do it? Because I don't see you playing natural disaster on my feed.
I joined QE Koi. I joined his
well,
lobby,
yeah,
so
Because
yeah.
I
He joined
accept
off of
your
me.
Oh yeah, because I accept your friend request, so I can't understand why I can't join your game. So
Maybe you could try joining off of me. I don't know if you can see
that,
my
that that's
profile at all.
that's what I'm telling, man.
Let's play like 10, 15 more minutes, then we
Yeah.
really gotta hop
Yeah,
off
I'm not
and
going to
get
be
out
on
of
this
here.
game for very long, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Does anyone in the chat want to ask anything else? We're about to hop off in maybe 10 minutes here.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I said
yeah.
it already, but congrats on a 40K.
Yeah, thanks. This is like this is
I
insane like
am
how fast we've been growing.
I am 27 subs away from 1K. So
Okay.
right around the
okay.
corner, man. You
So
got it.
so post your channel in the link, dude. Let's just get you to
all right, yeah.
1K.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
All right, help a brother out. Subscribe.
Everybody,
I'm so
everybody
close.
subscribe to Quay's channel. He's 27
I'll-
away
I'll-
from 1K.
Can
Which
you
is
send me
huge.
Can you send me the link on the Discord? I will subscribe to you, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I posted it in chat if that's all right.
Someone makes a good point in the chat. I got a question for you, and that is people say you're on disability, you're a burden onto society, a leech or whatever. However, when I point out to the same However, when I point out basically the exact same thing applies to shareholders, they respond, but they're owners. And their logic, I feel like if they're truly owner, how come they don't take accountability? What's your take? Well, they're not really owners because like they got their wealth off exploitation too. And if you trace it back far enough, like okay, people will say because you can point out businesses aren't
Yeah.
profitable,
Hey,
right?
Hey,
Yeah.
philosophical. Could you send the link in chat? I tried sending it and it got blocked because it got marked as spam.
Oh, okay. Chris, can
I'll
you
do it.
can
I'll
you
do
put
it.
his yeah. So here's the problem with that. It's like all these like investors and like owners, they got their objectively speaking, it's just a historical fact. They got all their capital off stolen land as well. You know, the land we live on today, it was purely, it was colonized and stolen from natives. So They were a leech by definition to the natives that they stole the land from. Like all land is technically stolen. Like it was free to create to begin with. So the fact that we have to pay to live on it in the first place means that the people who force us to pay to live on that land, on the free land, are the true leeches. Like we have to pay them so they can get free money off the land that they didn't create or build. And so in this sense, like Karl Marx, like as much as people try to frame me as a communist, I'm not one because I don't think his solutions would work today. But he's absolutely right in his, it's just factually accurate. He was absolutely right in his assessment that like any profit is exploitation because it's like when you profit off somebody, like somebody else's labor, every single profit you make is off of their work that they're not getting paid for. The counter argument to that is like, well, the business owner bought the land and they bought the resources necessary to get the business operation running. But even that is theft because if you go a level beyond that, the land that they bought and owned was technically stolen throughout history as well. And you know, putting land, like they didn't even buy land, so to speak, or own it. Like it was there, and they brutalized and colonized and enslaved people and kicked the natives off their land. So saying they bought it is very disingenuous. So like they own the land, which is why the justification for why they deserve the profits. But they don't really own the land, like they stole the land. So, you know, the exploitation from that came from their ownership, it just was not exploitation they made off you, but it was exploitation off the original natives who owned the land in the first place. So, like, yeah, there's just no way to profit without exploiting someone somewhere down the chain. And that's just a historical fact. You know, that's not Marxist, that's not communist, that's not politically biased. Anyone can read a history book, and we all know that is the exact truth of, you know, the factual truth of what happened. Now, you can't really, like, have a society without some form of land ownership. I get that. So, like, my proposed solution is, okay, since people have to live on land, and we have to have some sort of land ownership so people aren't like just fighting and killing each other over it. Okay, fine. We get private property, but we put a land value tax on it. So it's like, okay, you own your property because you built that, right? But you didn't build or create the land. So you pay a land value tax on the land you created or on the land you did not create that you're living on. And then it gets redistributed to everyone in UBI. By the way, that's from Henry George, and it just made so much sense. Sorry, go ahead, guys. That was a bit of a
I'm
rant.
reading through chat. Someone asked, guys, can you play Minecraft maybe next stream, maybe.
Yeah, next stream. We're hopping off soon here. We'll probably be on like for 5 more minutes. And someone says, "Oh, my favorite video."
I'll probably play like 2 to 3 more games and then I'll hop off.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, we're on the same timeline here. Someone says, my favorite video is the eye opener when you did the math and talked about the Egyptian slaves. Yeah, like they weren't even slaves, number one, and yeah, they got paid way better than us. The Egyptians who built the pyramids, I'm talking. Someone says, bro, meat is the only reason I work. Okay, let me posit you this then. If meat is the only reason you work, then would that then mean that if you cut out meat, you wouldn't have to work anymore? I'm not telling you, like, I'm not like a moral, virtually signaling vegetarian. I just personally made that choice for myself. I don't got qualms about other people who eat meat, but I'm asking you, do that calculation in your head. Ask yourself, like, is it more worth it to eat meat and work 8 hours? Or would it be more worth it to, like, eat lentils or tofu and not have to work 8 hours?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what the answer is. I'm just telling you it's worth it to ask yourself that question. Because if cutting out meat is the only thing you have to do to not work anymore, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'd be like, you know what? Give me tofu, bland tofu, no seasoning every day the rest of my life in exchange for not having to work a 9 to 5. Because fuck that shit, you know. Okay, what game are we playing now?
Survive the natural disasters. There's a flash flood right now.
Someone says, why don't we just build a village in Poland in Rzeszów? There's already a part of town where U.S. citizens live. I would be happy to, like, if we can get enough of a community, let's say, like, we all buy, like, a 100-piece acre of land or something, and we just build, like, a mini village there.
Or better, we find an island that hasn't been claimed yet, and we build our country there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's doable now with, like there's Starlink internet, solar panels,
I mean,
you
I heard
know,
about this. I heard about the. Have you? I don't know if y'all heard about this, but there's a small country called Sealand. Essentially, it was made out of one of the UK's old World War II ports. These guys just saw it and were like, "Yeah, let's just turn this into our own country."
okay, yeah. We could, yeah, something like that would be. Yeah, and then like I mean, it would take some work to set it up, but I think it'd be fulfilling cuz like we'd be doing it for ourselves and it's like okay, one second. Somebody says, hold on. I saw some comment here. One second. Oh, yeah, this is what it's crazy how cavemen lived healthier and better lives. You will be shocked. Cavemen lived insanely well, like compared to everyone else in history. Like, I go on depth about it on many videos. I'm not sure I'm gonna go over it again here, but yeah, like cavemen was like 3,000 calories per day, total organic food, nutritious. They were all like, they were like 5'11" on average in height. So, they clearly got like enough
Yeah,
nutrition. Diseases weren't really a problem for them because, they were living like spread out in like wide open spaces. Pre-agricultural societies had more diverse life. Exactly. Yeah. They only worked 2-3 hours a day. Like think about 2 hours a day, man. Like, yeah, they had it insanely good. And yeah, it's kind of just been lost through revisionist history, but okay. Someone says who knows what other medical consequences tofu might have. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty sure like all the steroid they're pumping into meat isn't great either. Oh, okay. Dr. Code. Okay. Shout out Dr. Code. I just saw your comments now. Um okay, I'll have to go back read a bit. Do you have your own YouTube channel or something like that?
I'll quickly link his YouTube channel in the chat because I saw he did.
Yeah. Let's shout him out too. And then yeah, we
Yep.
can tofu
Yep.
is over 2,000 years old. Yeah,
Yep.
green diet
Yeah,
with
just
little
just
meat.
24 away from 1K. So
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, so
yeah, so 3 more
yeah,
people subbed after you linked it. Nice.
nice. Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay, I think we're just about ready to wrap this up here.
Yeah,
Everyone,
this is gonna be
yeah.
the last game I'll do. This is the last one I'll do.
Okay, yeah, let's do this last game and then we'll wrap this up.
My
Once
game
again,
out.
everyone, play Alexis's Robot Blocks game. We're trying to get him out of the 9 to 5. Subscribe
listen
to
to
his channel.
Yeah, listen to my music. It's on SoundCloud. I promise I post fire stuff.
Yeah. Listen, yeah.
Yeah.
His music's legitly good. Like I used it for a couple of my videos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been doing this for over a decade, so hopefully I do not disappoint if you listen.
yeah. Would you go on modern day debate and debate angry guy? Oh, anytime, anywhere. I told him
Oh
like
yeah,
I'm ready to do it anytime, but he never responded to me. So
yeah. I
just
can't wait
whatever.
to see
Yeah,
the philosophical gamer and an angry guy debate.
That's
it
gonna
wouldn't
be
be much of a
fun,
debate.
man.
Everyone knows
That's
that.
gonna be fun, man. What is
Uh,
your opinion philosophical on Jack Morgan something? I think this guy is a boomer, man.
I think so too. Like it's weird. There's a bunch of these like more I'd say red pill adjacent creators who like they make a bunch of doomer content about how bad the economy sucks, but then they turn around and say Gen Z's lazy at the same time, which I don't know how you possibly could like put two and two
Switch
together in
sides, yeah.
that manner.
How do you switch
Like
sides like that often?
exactly. It's like the economy sucks, everyone's getting screwed. Oh, but Gen Z is lazy and they're the problem. Like the fuck, like it. You can't have it both ways. Like those two things both can't be true at the same time. And the other thing is like even if Gen Z was lazy, so what? Like we never owed our lives to like to this fucking economy anyways. Like you forced us into this existence without our permission. We didn't want to or consent to be born. And now you're telling us we're lazy because we don't want to work. Like, how would you like it if I like kidnapped you off the street, threw you into like a torture basement underground, and then tell you like you were lazy for not wanting to be tortured? You know, like none of this shit like I agreed to or consented to. Like, so yeah.
Alright,
So go fuck yourself.
there we
Basically.
go. I survived. That was
yeah.
the last game. Like I said, that's the last game I'm gonna play. So
Cool. All right. A couple more comments, then we'll wrap this up. Someone says, also, I appreciate the content. You make me feel better knowing it's not just my problem. Yeah, that's exactly what you guys need to understand. Like, none of this is your fault. You know, the systems, everything that happened, like these problems started like centuries before we were all even born. So yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up the stream now. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to Quay's YouTube channel and play Alexis's Roblox game. We're all trying to escape here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for getting to 40K. We're nothing without you. And if anyone else wants to hop on to the next live stream,
we'll play
be sure
Minecraft.
to message me on Discord.
We can play Minecraft next stream. And also, I typed in chat. You can find my channel in the chat. I just typed in it. So
yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Subscribe to Quay, guys. He's close to 1K. Very close.
24 away. 24 away.
24 away. Right. Okay. Let's get him there. So, okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Good night, guys. Yeah, Chris, you can go ahead and the live stream.
Yeah, good night, guys. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.